let's keep that momentum going. And that takes us right in to what we're about to go into, Mr. DJ, which is our matchup between New Age and Bucky's Stratosphere. Bucky's coming off an 0-2 loss, not feeling too hot about themselves, looking to claw this one back towards the end of the night. Always feels good to get something, some wins under your belt as things progress. So let's dive right into his thoughts on the matchup, things going around the box, and draft as it starts on up.
Well, thoughts are for Bucky's where I'm looking for some sort of strategy, something different, something maybe a little wild, something akin to what we saw from that Twitch, even Fizz in game number 2 of the series we just cast, because they're sitting on 0-6 and they need to turn it around. Whatever has been happening is clearly not working. And I think this is a very good opportunity for them to try to get their first win against a team that is new to the league and has had a similarly rough start, but does have 2 wins under their belt and will be feeling confident after splitting those games with the Thunderbirds, as we see the draft rolling in. Yasuo and Malphite taken away by Bucky's, and the Seraphine Kai'Sa taken away from New Age. Somebody does not like bot lane.
Yeah, and New Age going to take away those 2 KDA All-Star singing champions out of the bot lane. Hecarim also taken away, but that means Mr. Olaf, its favorite of Doctor and crew. Olaf is going to be here. Gore Drinker is such an incredibly strong item on this champion. I mean, it cannot be understated how much freaking lifesteal this champion gets when he is low. All of a sudden, you got him at 1 HP. Like, guys, focus the Olaf, and then all of a sudden, he's full HP again. So Bucky's going to have a no problem at all picking that one up nice and early. New Age going to go ahead and grab their Orianna, which is probably just going to be headed toward the mid lane. Again, a safe blind pick, as we saw in our first set of the night.
Very safe blind pick, although we don't see a lot of mid lane priority given at the moment the champion pool at mid lane pretty open to a lot of different picks. So typically something that's held for second round of pick ban. The Olaf, a pretty typical first pick, along with a lot of AD carries, as those are usually in high demand, as we have a very thin pool at the top of the AD carry tier list. The Jhin, the Kai'Sa, sometimes the Seraphine even as the AD carry. There are some mage options available there, but a lot of those have been taken away. So a little surprised to not see an AD locked in. I would expect Bucky's to potentially look for it unless they want to see the champion pool get pinched out even further and dig real deep in pick ban too.
Yeah, Samira is always on the table as well as one of those marksmen that plays a little unique. Not always that front to back style, but more so diving into the team. Into an Orianna Nunu, it becomes very difficult to play. But nonetheless, Syndra will be in for Bucky's Stratosphere. Is potential to flex to bot lane, not super common, at least nowadays. So we'll keep an eye about where that's headed. But I would absolutely agree with you, DJ. We're looking for 80 carries now, at least some on the board here for Bucky's Stratosphere. Don't want to give away too much about your draft. You've already got mid and jungle synergies locked in. Now we're looking for something like the Sivir. There you go. We're going to get the safe marksman in the game, and quite a supportive one as well with that ultimate on the toe.
Mostly is being played as a supportive marksman, which kind of is the meta. Not a lot of heavy late game scaling marksmen available. Have to be able to do stuff mid game, and Sivir always going to be useful to a team that wants to run the enemy down with that ultimate, and nobody happier about that than someone like Olaf. So we'll see how that does pair up with the rest of their draft as we get into the second round of bans. I do like that the Jhin was picked up by New Age. We talked about that pool being a little thin already and wanting to get towards the top of the AD carry pool. So they will get that extra strong carry bully in the bottom lane, but they do still need to pair it with a support. So we'll see what they're looking to do in the second round of bans. Now, I have to say, I haven't seen a lot of Nunu recently, and I don't really know how strong he is in the jungle at the moment. I think he recently got a buff because he was struggling. Necrox, do you have any extra information for me on this pick and why we're seeing it?
Yeah, so the thing I can give you is that Nunu does what Olaf does in the early game, but one hell of a lot better. Nunu farms extremely quickly, and they can make ganks happen excessively fast. It is one of those champions that if you do not have excellent vision game and you are not up to par with your jungle tracking, Nunu can surprise you. And unfortunately, into the spell shield, it might be a little difficult to gank bot lane. We'll see how that one plays out. But into something like the Syndra, or even this top lane matchup, whatever it does end up being, if you are not ready for this Nunu to roll up into your lane, she will come and gank you at the speed of light. You have to be so prepared. And in low elo, without incredibly strong vision, it's very abusive. It always has been, and has been finding some success with new items like the Sunfire Aegis as well, but with support now locked in for New Age, it's an Alistar to help peel for this Jhin, keep that Syndra, I guess, away. I mean, there's not much to peel here from Bucky's Stratosphere, but we'll see what they decide to lock in response.
Yep, not just yet, but I think we will see a couple of things to peel away. That Sivir probably not only selected for the likes of the Olaf, probably a bit of a plan coming in these last 2 picks for Bucky's. We'll see what they are. I do like that Alistar pick as, a Morgana going to get locked in here. Defend with that Black Shield against the Alistar combo. Typically in the past, Sivir, not the greatest into Alistar. It's a pretty easy counter pick as she cannot spell shield the WQ combo. She does spell shield the W, still going to get knocked up if you don't if you just let the W happen. Well, you're going to get knocked up anyway. So I'm going to add the extra shield to stop that combo. That is a bit of a heavy investment, and a Cho'Gath going to be picked to round out the draft. That is someone who will like that movement speed to try to get close for those ruptures in the top side, but do still have top lane counterpick. And Cho'Gath is someone that can get counterpicked pretty hard by a lot of bruiser matchups.
Yeah, and Kled is no surprise here at all for me. I mean, this is one of the most played champions here for this top laner. I mean, if you look at what this guy likes to play, it's basically all Kled, Slim Kim plays Kled, and basically any champion like Kled, anything with that heavy engage, rock solid here in the top lane. So they're going to take that one away from Bucky's Stratosphere. Cho'Gath will be in for Slim Kim himself. And it's just a reverse of the tables here. We're going to get tanks in top lane. We're going to get Morgana in the bot lane. Not sure the investment with the Black Shield is all too necessary into this team. Sivir seems to be just fine. The only one that really is a huge Black Shield target, I guess, would be the Syndra. But again, always having that utility on the table, just in case things get a little bit hairy, can be useful. And as we're ready up for a client here at DJ, teams have come together. They're ready for their final set of the night, and Team Clarity is all about execution now. Game number 1, or set number 1, execution didn't go so perfect. So game number 2, looking to clean things up here for these 2 squads.
Yeah, looking for cleanliness, but I'm hoping for a little bit of chaos on the side of New Age. I am really excited for this Kled. I am looking forward to hearing the Yahoo as we get that ultimate coming out of Potato. I actually got to talk to Potato this week as we prepped for our pre-show, and he told me that he loves dive champions. He loves going in. His favorite 3 champions are Aurelia, Sylas, and Kled. He played it last week. He is really familiar with this champion, so it's not just a takeaway from Bucky's. It is his bread and butter, and it's into a Cho'Gath. This is a matchup that you can abuse. Of course, will get really rough if you don't run him over in the early game as he gets super tanky, adds some health, but Kled can really mess Cho'Gath up in the early laning phase if he gets a little bit of help from that quick farming jungler that you talked about in the Nunu. I think this could be a run over lane here for the likes of Potato. His teammates have called him a beast, and I'm going to be looking at him to try to carry this one, at least in the early game, on his shoulders until the Orianna in the mid lane can take over. But super excited to see some chaos added in the early stages of this best of 2 matchup.
Yeah, and Alistar, Orianna, Nunu all do that incredibly well as well. And I'll go ahead and cover my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and throw a dart and see where it lands, because last game, you and I predicted that we were going to have to look at jungle, and we were going to have to look everywhere across the map to figure out where we were going to go to look at the difference. First, we were looking Giga, captain of the team, step up. They put him on a tank and said, no, we're not dealing with that nonsense top lane. We don't care about it. And then we were like, okay, Aphelios Rel. We're going to look at that and say, they probably shouldn't win that matchup. It didn't turn out that way at all, and Vark looked incredibly strong. So this time, I'm blindly throwing a dart, and I'm going to go bot lane. Jhin Alistar, it's going to be big. We're going to see Morgana messed up a Black Shield. Might as well. Evan has to be super strong on that, and Sivir has to be on time with that. But Blazing Bronze and Bullet Prince, I know these 2 have been working a lot together on New Age. Have been working well as well here in the bot lane, picking up one early win for themselves in the night. So thoughts on Jhin Alistar versus Sivir Morgana? I know you're never supposed to hit the headbutt pulverize combo, but if you mess it up, it can be so dang deadly.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to say anything because there's no champion I hate more in solo queue than Morgana, because there's nothing more frustrating than playing your lane expecting a black shield and not getting a black shield. I don't expect that to be the case from Eben here. I do expect the black shields to be on time. I think that will make it more difficult to engage in this lane, but I do think Jhin Alistair should have full prio. I think Sivir will be looking to clear, looking for team fights where she can get the Olaf and the Cho'Gath to run in the middle stages of the game around early objectives. My eyes really could go almost anywhere. I think there's kill pressure from the Jhin Alistair. I think Syndra, as always, has kill pressure on Orianna in lane with the extra range that she has. It's a pretty tried and true matchup to have lane pressure in mid. And of course, this top lane should be very volatile. Potato's going to want to get ahead. He's going to want to be all up in Cho'Gath's business in this laning phase. And if he does die or fail to get a big enough lead, it will turn around on him. And at one point, he will probably get eaten and disappear off your screen.
Yeah, Cho'Gath using that ultimate to silence your haters, if you will. And there's a lot of places where things could go right or for wrong for these two teams. I mean, you've got a relatively safe matchup. I mean, Silver Spurge could make the difference in mid. You've got two early ganking junglers. Olaf not super invested in early ganks, more so when he can get the opportunity, he will. But Age King certainly looking to make an early move. Potato can take advantage of top. If Black Shield or Spell Shield messes up for Macro Beast, or Eben, Jhin Alistair could get ahead. So we're playing like Lee Sin here. We're going blind into this game. New Age Bucky's looking to duke it out on Summoner's Rift. We'll be right back though as we get ready to load it up. And Doctor and Juicebox Guy will be back with the cast. So boys, you did well and phenomenal in game number 1. No Twitch invade for you guys to call this time, but we'll be back in just a minute.
Welcome to the Rift, ladies and gentlemen. Juicebox Guy and Doctor coming at you again, but this time the team's names have changed. It's New Age taking on the Stratosphere, so I'm really excited to get into this one and get our first look. New Age, sort of like the new guys on the Rift, as Eben could be in serious trouble already. They are really biding their time here. Here comes Bullet Prince. There's the flash. There's the pulverized bear on a trap. Evan flashes the wall. Can he get away? That's a Dark Harvest. Heal is expended to keep Evan alive, and maybe we don't have a level 1 Twitch to cast, but we do have some raging action right from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, they got multiple summoners out at the cost of just one, technically two, because there is a Hex Flash available there on Bullet Prince, but you're costing the heal and the flash from the Morgana, both of which are very pivotal in this bottom lane when, you know, we were just talking about it before coming on air. It's a bit of a scary bottom line for Blue's side because that Alistar can do so much. Plus, you have that Dark Harvest Jhin that just explodes people and just completely deletes them from the map. That's an unfortunate start for Ape King, though. Age King, sorry.
Yeah, I guess missing the snowball level 1's never going to feel good. If there's any big win here, though, it is going to be getting that early vision onto the Olaf red start, because they can kind of guess exactly how he'll be clearing. I mean, Olaf is one of these. You want to clear out everything as you make your way throughout the jungle. So on the bottom side, this Alistar and the Jhin are going to be well aware that... Actually, they may have spotted him coming back down to the Krugs. That's even better. Meanwhile, top lane, bear on a trap. Or trap, yeah, trap on a bear trap on a rope is the silliest League of Legends ability name. But
oh, is it? Over Eep?
It's the second silliest League of Legends skill name as it goes ahead and procs again. Slim Kim actually might be dying right here.
Oh no,
Flash
the minions!
Forced out for Slim Kim. So Potato Senpai getting out to a really advantageous early start here. The second he gets his Scarl, he will be looking real pretty. No, he just wants to go all in. And oh, meanwhile, take a look here on the bottom lane. Black Shield's gonna block. Oh, Array cut the tower! What are you doing? Bullet Prince gets a kill on the bottom side. Potato Senpai picks up one on the top side, and already Bucky's Stratosphere are feeling like real goofballs.
Yeah, this is,
Potato?
He's stuck. There's no shot. But yeah, definitely unfortunate when you find yourself without a buddy there in the top lane, because yeah, you go from Senpai to Dojin, and it's not a good trade. Oh man, see, that's where the tower line is. If you remember from last game, they went ahead of that line. Holy
Slim Kim is just getting battered, beaten, bruised, and bloodied. I mean, it's disgusting. However, he is actually getting really good trades back onto Potato. Silver Spurge gonna catch a snowball to the face. However, a great scatter of the week will keep him safe. Ooh,
yeah, that was actually super clutch, making sure that there wasn't too much going on. Potato Senpai, though, consequences have actions, and here are yours.
Oh, can he get Scarl? No, he cannot. Array. That was a much better gank. The one where you run under the enemy's tower, that raises eyebrows. You take the easy route. When it's available, you take the easiness. Like Nunu is right now. Unfortunately, they can't quite get onto macro because of the Black Shield, Spell Shield, double up, combo, wombo. It's just going to be a nightmare to ever really hit the Sivir.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that the analyst guys were kind of memeing on this bottom lane of the Morgana and the Sivir, but the Sivir is something that's actually been seeing a lot of play. It's been in the LEC and...
Oh, Silver Spurge, why would you even flash, my man? You're gonna die. Uses both summoners, and, you know, all you really did right there was invite the third gank.
Yeah, you just set up the tent for him, said, don't worry, I got the firewood for you. Let me light it for you, my liege. Do you need anything else? Maybe a nice fish?
Array gets knocked up as well. Peter, nice QW, and while Array did get a good amount of damage on the Peter, it's just so easy. 2-0 already for the Nunu. What's going on? New Age are just getting opportunity after opportunity handed on a silver platter.
This is looking good. They've got a great start going for them. They got money where it needs to be. They have the Kled has a kill. Yeah, he's died twice, but he's Kled. that's what you do. You live and die by the Skarl. We got 2 kills on the Nunu. Less than ideal. Definitely would have preferred those onto the Orianna. But hey, every gold counts, and assists still matter. I know some people prefer to get that K portion of the KDA up, but the A does matter as well. And Potato Senpai.
Oh no. Oh, run it back. Gosh, it's brutal. It's disgusting. And hey, I just want to say, as a support main, I object to what you just said. I'm all about the A.
That's fair. But even the support here has more Ks than A's. So I mean, realistically, who's right here? Ray, though. Oh no, he gets tagged up.
He's getting smacked, he's getting splattered, he's getting battered, and while the shockwave totally went awry, Array will be going into the gray. Now Silver Spurge, great dodge on the Deadly Flourish, and he might be able to get himself out alive with the help of the Black Shield. Yes, he will. Slim Kim is continuously taking punishment on this top side. I do think Dragon should be a fairly rudimentary pickup if they so deem it necessary to grab, but doesn't look like they are. They'd rather steal the red buff.
Little victories are here, and it doesn't look like they should be able to collapse back onto it
beautiful.
Because of the priority that the bottom lane has had so far. But that's totally up to them. They might not think that Array is brave enough to go for it if they back here, but Nunu can also solo it. It looks like they should be able to pick up the Scuttle Crab, maybe follow back over. And this top lane, Potato Senpai somehow just smathering him, and
oh, the charge got canceled. That was really, really nice. And I think Potato does need to play slightly careful. Feast ready to rock for the Cho'Gath. But yeah, it's really dangerous for Slim Kim. He's getting thoroughly beaten in CS. Dragon does eventually go the way of New Age. And I gotta say, the H-King himself, he's looking pretty fearsome.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, especially on the Nunu, who not necessarily, a damagey pick, right? Like, except for the old AP Nunu, nobody thinks as Nunu as that, like, hard carry jungler. But 2-0-1, the only bounty in the game, already has those plated steel caps completed. Potato Senpai.
Array, he walks into lane, realizes extremely quick this might not be a great idea. Silver Spurge has arrived, but you got Nunu and Alistar hot on Silver's heels here. So he's going to have to join Olaf in cowering underneath the tower. Granted, I think they do have the stronger 3v3 at the moment, but Orianna, if she arrives, then you're in big trouble. H-King about to get found out. Array gets a decent chunk onto him early. Potato, great dodge on the orb there. Dodges another one, dodging everything. Scatter of the Weak will eventually grab him, and Slim Kim, he does have that flash available. Watch for that as the Ignite is ticking down. Uses it almost immediately and goes in a direction where his team can't help him at all. He just had to flash the wall. Evan used the Black Shield on to Slim Kim, so now he won't have it for himself. And oh, what a combo. Here's the ultimate, and boom. H-King picks up another one. Now Array does manage to kill off the cow, get a little meat for this Viking brethren, but he will be joining them in Valhalla in just a second. He is dead as well. And in the grand scheme of things, it was a 3-for-1 beautiful wombo for the Nunu and the Orianna.
With Silver Spurge dying, it actually makes it a 4-for-1.
Oh, yeah.
Incredibly good for the side of New Age. I mean, they were already pretty-solid before that, and at a fight that I thought wasn't going to be so hot for them because they did have less impactful ultimates, in my opinion, because they didn't have the charge anymore. They did still have the shockwave and the absolute zero, which, as you saw, amazing combo.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm about it. I'm about the double spell shield, The first one stops the headbutt. The second one stops the pulverize. It's simple math, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, the Sivir in and of itself is still a strong pick, right? If you're going to be planning on just farming waves, pushing waves, if you have a go-button team like the Cho'Gath and the Olaf, it can continue to make sense, but you still need to make the pick itself survive, and so far so good, just the rest of the team is a little not quite all there.
Yeah, no, totally. And, you know, so far, Macro Beast doing a pretty decent job. He's keeping up in CS. He hasn't died. Not too many opportunities for assists yet, so he doesn't really have to worry about that. And, you know, all you do with the Sivir anyways, you just make sure you don't give too much gold over to the enemy squad and get really, really big.
Yeah, I mean, the 500 CS Sivir is a meme for a reason. As soon as you get to that breakpoint, you get your 6 items, you can start to be really strong and do a whole lot of damage. You also have that auto attack reset, which can be really strong once you get, you know, a couple crit items behind your back, and you clear waves like literally nobody else in the game, barring potentially like Ziggs. Like, it is absolutely insane how quickly it is. Now, Potato Senpai can probably still win this, but just gonna go away.
Sure, I mean, he got 3 tower plates right there. He's not gonna feel bad about, you know, having to run away every great once in a while. However, Olaf has arrived. He doesn't know he's here, and he's off Scarl. Slim Kim, though, soaks up, I think it was 3 tower shots, and if Potato can get back onto Scarl, I think there's a very good chance he wins this fight. However, still has a lot of that bar left to get. He's trying to stack it, unable to do so. Feast will be the ultimate victor there. Meanwhile, Silver is going to get introduced to a little friend called Absolute Zero, and he will explode.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. I don't know if you're aware of that.
That's a lot of damage.
It's actually just a surprising amount of damage considering the build path. The AP is really only coming from the 8 stacks on the Darksteel, which are just a lot.
Oh,
it's not something you can, you know, predict for. That Herald they picked up after that huge team fight on the top side, now going to get them first brick as well. And it completely unlocks the Orianna now. You can now team that Orianna up with Age King, who can then roam around, harass the jungler, maybe even just kill Slim Kim a couple times because he's Cho'Gath, and what's he going to do about it?
He's not going to do a whole lot. However, he is beating Potato, and Potato just went full dummy mode right there. Charged underneath the tower, got knocked off Scarl immediately. He will be dead. Now, the dragon fight. This is going to be the first real big team fight that wasn't a complete mess. Shockwave is not up, so H-King's going to be alone in the pit. He is unable to secure the Baron, flashes over the wall to stay alive. Slim Kim knocked up in the air. H-King on the bad side of a bad situation. Array and Macro trying to catch up to him. Use huge pulverize, and Array, Slim Kim, and Co all go up into the air. Bullet has to use that ultimate to stay alive, and now they are all standing across from one another. Remember, this was a 4v5. This was not a 5v5, and it was still nail-bitingly close. If they had the Kled up here in this fight, this could have just been detonation for New Age.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they get the dragon there is amazing, though. It's the Earth Drake. It stalls out on the soul stacking, which it is going to be the Infernal Soul once again. And I do like the call from New Age to just sacrifice the Nunu. Yes, they're your high kill leader. They're 4-0-4. They got the 8-stack Darksteel, but it's a Nunu. You just sacrifice them to the enemy team, but they have the flash. They get out, and surprisingly, they actually don't fall down. They get the snowball knockup on the Slim Kim, which buys them a ton of time to then move around. They get the flash heal, everything else in place to keep them alive. And had the Shockwave been available, which it was like 15 seconds off, maybe even 10, if that's there, that's a 1-team fight and you get a triple kill under the Orianna. But just perfect timing in favor of Bucky Stratosphere to make sure that they don't actually lose a 1 fight, and they come out ahead with the dragon, and it's just 0 losses on either side.
Yeah, I mean, that, in my opinion, was one of those best of a bad situation for New Age. You know, nobody died. They had to use a few summoners to stay alive, but no big shutdowns went over to the opposing squad. And yeah, you lost the Mountain Dragon, but you are still very in control of this game. 15 minutes in, 5,000 gold up. You have that middle tower that's so important for control. And you're about to find Array on this side of the map. He's going to have to Ragnarok to get away from this, or else he will be going down very quickly. It is available. Potato doing a great job taking up the tower. And Rupture finds one. Now he uses the ultimate to charge right into the Absolute Zero. The last place you would like to go. Feast unavailable, so you can't finish off Potato right there as... Oh, beautiful! He knocks him back with the Scatter of the Weak. They're trying to catch Eben. but Bullet Prince unable to find the pick, so they are gonna have to just go back to their lanes, but still getting that Olaf kill, keeping that Olaf down and making sure he can never even hit his power spike. That's a big win.
Yeah, I mean, he's 2-5-1, has the Gore Drinker.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
all right.
God.
Oh,
Why?
Potato? Okay, the tower shot didn't finish him. My screen cut away at the last second, so I wasn't sure if it was going to. All right, H-King, you can, okay. I thought he was going to go for the stop. He didn't.
I thought so. I thought he was just going to go for the kill. Just snowball into Feast and walk away 300 gold richer. That's what I thought the plan was. But why is Gale forced to execute? As an 80 carry player, it's neat, but why, God, why?
Right, no, I'm totally on board with that statement as an Enchantress support player. So I am on pro team. I don't like Gale Force. Evan and Array so far holding it down in this top side river. More members over here for New Age. But so far, I don't think anybody quite has an idea where anybody else is. They know they're in the area, but no one wants to play too aggro. Great job getting the scuttle if Olaf was able to grab it. And here's the snowball. Here's the headbutt. Here's the pulverize. Ragnarok is trying to escape. And these Scatter the Weaks are incredible. Meanwhile, we have the salty run back from Macro on the bottom side. And this time, I am shocked he didn't flash after him. Curtain call to try to pop. Hey, she's hiding in the alcove. She's going to be just fine. Oh, yeah, no. She's not going to be fine, ladies and gentlemen. Macro Beast dies to Blazing Bronze. Another Gale Force, another kill.
Just Jin things, right? Like, I mean, it's amazing that Macro Beast didn't believe in themselves enough to flash after that original runaway from Blazing. And that was probably the play that cost them that 1v1, and it's so interesting to see the 80 carries doing this because the supports are God knows where. The 80 carries are just trying to farm away, and then they're like, hey, let's do top laner things and just try and kill each other. And so far, that's good. That's good.
Well played, Slim Kim, getting the feast up before the remount. So Potato once again will be dead for a dragon fight, and I don't know if I'm noticing a theme here, but it is definitely beginning to seem like it. I do want to say, if Sivir had flashed forward to get that last auto attack, that definitely would have been a kill for the Sivir, but instead, yeah, it's just another kill for the Jhin. We have another 4v5 over by the Dragon Pit. 5 seconds on Potato, though, so he has teleport available. He can enter the fight, and I do think there is, yeah, he could just teleport to the W. Dragon secured, but what happens now? All the damage going down. 3-man shockwave was massive. Slim Kim trying to get to the backline. Peter manages to stay alive. Now Macro Beast being chased down, and absolute zero will finish that kill. Now that is 3 for 0. No Baron is on the table, and this is really unfortunate for New Age, but they have complete control over the map.
Yeah, huge team fight win. They lose the dragon, but they're going to be able to pick up a ton of map pressure here. They get mid-tier 2. There is some confusion about where they want to go from here. They do still have that Demolish proc available, so they may even be able to get this. That timer's kind of short. They might have needed a little bit more assistance to be able to clear that out, but they do get some good advantage. It opens up the mid lane a little bit more. They can get deeper wards now, try and keep better track of the enemy as well. And you know, ooh, that's bold. That's
yeah, Slim Kim better hit that rupture. Oh, H-King grabs a snack before trying to escape, and he will get out. Potato, meanwhile, on the other side, pulls the exact same move. Walks in, finds the bad guys, runs away. Slim Kim wastes his teleport, but on the bright side, they do get that flash out of Nunu. Granted, that's not the most important summoner to get in the game, but at the end of the day, it's not too bad.
It's something.
It's something. I mean, in a game where you're 9k down, you know, you really do just have to take whatever you can get from the enemy team.
Yeah, I mean, you do need a little bit more than just a summoner ability, but they are going to be looking to try and close up the gap soon. They do have Dragon again in 3 minutes, which at this rate, we are seeing Bucky on pace to get, you know, the Dragon Soul, which is this Infernal Soul, which could be a huge boon to their late game ability, because they do have a bit of a gap here in what they need to do, because they need to get on to Blazing Bronze and Noons. And unfortunately, Slim Kim, their tank, just simply can't.
No, and speaking of Slim Kim, no, he's fine, actually. He's just going to walk away. I think they caught the Olaf on a ward. Wasn't sure if there was anybody else in the area. I think with Jin nearby, they probably could have taken the 3v2 pretty easily, but gonna have to play it safe for the time being. Keep pushing in those waves. Keep trying to fight for the jungle from the enemy squad. Make sure you finish off the wards. That's another thing. And yeah, they're kind of just slowly but surely working their way through Bucky.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of space left to be found. Obviously, the gold lead is in their favor. They have about 9k gold lead.
Yeah, at the moment they're looking pretty solid, and if Cho'Gath backs here, that actually opens them up to hit up this Baron. I know they probably knew he was up there. They couldn't find him in time. But if they start doing the Baron right now, which it doesn't look like they're going to continue with the slow and methodical playstyle that they've been going with. That would have been free.
I do kind of like that play though, right? Like, yeah, they could have picked up a free Baron, but I think because of how slow Jin actually takes it, the fear there is that Sivir can just press R, everybody comes on the hunt, and all of a sudden you're swarmed by more members than you can reasonably expect, and all of a sudden you potentially lose the team fight, you lose the objective, which so far Smite duels have all gone to Array, so we're 100% 50-50 king on the Olaf. Yeah, your scoreline's 2-6-1, but you're getting the objectives, and you can be a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel for your team. And if you can find that Baron 50-50, that's a huge swing in momentum that could potentially go over to Bucky Stratosphere. So at the end of the day, I do kind of like the steady play, because Kled's just going to keep scaling, right? Like, Kled is just going to be able to run away with this game after a certain point. Yeah, Cho'Gath does big tanky things, but Kled will just kill him for it.
That is definitely true. What I fear is if the Syndra and the Sivir can start getting some of their breaking point items, if they can get 2, 3, 4 items, this game will be over before they know it. And the power from those two alone, even with an Olaf that's just kind of a, I don't know, like a test dummy, just to kind of throw into the mix and have them be in the way. Yeah, this is a bold strategy. I'm all for Age starting this one up. I don't know about this strategy. They get a ton of resources from New Age, but if they can get a pick right here, they could easily get the Baron. Orianna has arrived, and this is a very powerful champion. The Shockwave only grabs one. Blazing Bronze able to grab up Slim Kim, so he is dead as well. Array did not use the Blast Cone, but Axis 3, that was really well placed. And at the moment, just a 1-for-0. Potato Senpai, though, has a bit of an inside track. Misses Array again, dismounts. Bullet Prince playing a little bit fast and loose, and Kled's going to take another axe, but you can see that the damage he does is basically non-existent. So after all of that, we're back to square one, minus Slim Kim, and the Dragon starting up by New Age once more.
Yeah, Dragon's available. They killed the enemy top laner. They're dead for another 5 seconds. They will have teleport available, but look at how much damage they do to this Dragon. They really don't have a concern here.
Yeah, Potato Senpai, even at a third health, with the threat of remounting, enough to dissuade Bucky Stratosphere from engaging, and it's 2 dragons to 2. We're 24 minutes, 45 seconds in the game, and what was a 9k gold lead is technically down to about an 8.4k gold lead, which is still significant, but I'm wondering if that might be a little bit of a, ominous foreshadowing for things to come here.
It could be.
I mean, I want to press down on the gas pedal is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, we could see a little bit more action from the side of Bucky Stratosphere. I mean, they were able to finally pick up that top tier 1. They do still have the bottom tier 1 available as well. They're still funneling weaponry into the Sivir, who is still down 30 CS roughly. And it looks like they're just going to try and bully Slim Kim. This time, though, has a little bit of help.
Yeah, that was a really good Dark Binding onto Age King to stop them from the big aggro play. But no, I meant New Age when I said I want a little bit more proactivity out of them. Because right now, they've been on the reactionary trend for about 5 minutes. And because of that, their gold lead is stagnated. And if they could grab this Baron and start getting into these inhibitors, they could absolutely finish this game within the next 3 to 4 minutes. Baron is started up with an Alistar to play goalkeeper.
Yeah, they have the damage, they have the opportunity. Array, though, has no Ragnarok either, so they can't just run in freely into the pit like they normally would, making this 50-50 a lot more one-sided.
Oh, 3-man pulverizes, massive 2-man shockwave. Black Shield is going to keep Array from getting tugged around. Absolute Zero onto Eben on the bottom side of your map, and Array is gone. Slim Kim is gone. Silver Spurge taking curtain call bullets, and a nice, bear trap on a rope. Oh, just deleted Bullet Prince with the knockup, and there's the clean ace. There's the proactivity I've been asking for, and this could very well be the New Age victory.
Nah, they have no minions. They don't get, they have to deal with the back. What is it? The back? I can't think of the phrase. But there's extra stats on those towers. My brain's shutting down, but. Oh man, that is not good. I mean, you wanted the pace to pick up there, Juicebox guy, and you got it. They went for the Baron. They forced the objective play coming in from Bucky Stratosphere, who they don't have the stats, they don't have the numbers, Mason, and they end up losing the ace. They lose the inhibitor. Thankfully for them, they do hold on to the game thanks to the wave manipulation they had done a little bit before that play. So they get another chance. They get another shot at the title, and in 2 minutes, it's an Infernal Dragon, and they get to do that whole song and dance again.
Yeah, except this time the steps to the dance are gonna be significantly harder to learn. They are an additional 3K down from where they were when we last checked in. 12,000 gold in deficit. And look, if you are the side of Bucky Stratosphere, what do you do now? I mean, it seems to me the only real option is get a miracle pick or look forward to game 2.
I think a pick would be very beneficial. The problem is they're very behind on all their timings. I mean, when your jungler is off solo pushing a wave like that and you lose access to the Ragnarok because they just get ganked, it buys so much time for the enemy team. And I mean, look at this. They can just harass Slim Kim, who just doesn't have any way to defend the tower because of the Baron buff. The minions are too far away, plus they're too powerful, and they're just going to be able to continue this 3-pronged assault. And there isn't a whole lot to be done for the side of Bucky Stratosphere. They don't have a way to force the end gauge anymore.
Yeah, no, you're really just hoping for a misstep at this point. You're hoping that Blazing Bronze or Peter get a hair out of position, and they're getting proactive. They looked for it. They used the ultimate from the Sivir to try to find it, but even with the E, Array just did about 80 health to Age King. And the freaking pool from Morgana did more damage to that Nunu than Olaf did. That is just rough, to say the least. They're looking for something here on the top side. Binding on the Bullet Prince isn't going to amount to anything. So that's a bit of a waste. But now we have 2 inhibitors down. This third one is, it's gone as well. Kled's taken up a lot of damage, and they are left with 2 towers and a very vulnerable Nexus.
And it's not even 2 full health towers, it's 1.5. And Dragon's alive, so I do like the play here from New Age. They got the triple inhibitor. They're going to take a minute for those double super minions to actually spawn and make their way into the base. So what are you going to do? Take that time, fall back to the Dragon, pick up your third, put yourself onto Soul Point to potentially force an issue if you can't just win it on the next push. They secure it. They're going to go back to base. Looking at their gold totals, I hit the wrong button, but looking at their gold totals, a little bit over 1,000 for everybody. Kled actually had 3,000 gold pieces in their back pocket, which has to weigh a ton, which is probably why he has the Kled donkey, to make sure he can carry all of that stolen treasure. But I mean, look at this. I mean, they're so far ahead.
Look, Kled donkey has a name, and it's Scarl. Don't disrespect the donkey.
No. I mean, 4, 5, and 8, Gore Drinker, Titanic Hydra, Sterix, which isn't a problem in and of itself. That weapon or item is a little, how we say, overtuned in the analytical world. Red buff there going over to Blazing Bronze. And I mean, the support's just chilling in the base.
Oh, Silver Spurge just gets obliterated, and Eben, Black Shield, and all can do nothing but watch as his team is massacred, as his remaining small little sliver of a base is massacred. Slim Kim chasing Blazing Bronze, and that's not even gonna work. The only respite they could get, oh, he doesn't get it! Oh, tragedy at its finest, to quote a man I know named Doctor as Macro. Take it down to 150 health, and this game is taken down in 31 minutes and 25 seconds.
And if you look at the kill line, it looks like it was pretty dominant, but this one, compared to our earlier series, had a little bit more ebb and flow. There was a little bit more agency coming in from Bucky Stratosphere. They did have some really high points. Unfortunately, their low points just outnumbered them. But I think a lot of their problems are actually fixable in draft, right? If you have a more meta top lane or something that has, a little bit of a more middle ground to it, not so much the high highs and the low lows. Even if you go for like a Scion or a Malphite, which was banned away in game one, you do still have some options. I think the jungler is fine. You just need to get a little bit more help from your laners. The Silver Morgana, I think you just need more oomph, right? Like, because if we look at the rest of the map, the Sivir just didn't have enough power to carry the game solo. Granted, giving up 2 solo kills to your enemy laner doesn't help, but fix draft, and I think you win game 2.